Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and recently here at the channel some of you have reached out asking me to highlight a few of my go-to Heartbreaker builds in the game. And the reason for that is because this is still one of the most popular gear sets out there for a very good reason, because you can use it for so many different damn things. Doesn't matter if you're running around the open world on Heroic, you're jumping into a mission, let's say you're running around of Retaliation on Heroic as well. This still happens to be one of those gear sets that you can plug and play and pretty much do anything you want in this thing. So today, my friends, I'm going to show you two of my favorite variations really quick. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, starting with the specialization, you can see we're using Technician, and we've chosen that for two main reasons. First of all, you have access to the linked laser pointer, and when you have that equipped on any long-barreled weapon, it will automatically pulse every single enemy you target, and that comes into play with a talent on our weapon and our gear set. You also have access to the artificer hive, and that is going to increase your shield health and duration. And for those of you out there who have no idea how that thing works, I promise to show you an example at the very end of the breakdown. As far as my primary weapon is concerned, for this version of the build, I'm using the Lexington with the Talent Flatline. And for those of you out there who may not have this weapon, you could use a Carbine 7 with Flatline. You could also use the Kingbreaker. You do have a few different options. My secondary, as you can see, is the Rock and Roll Shotgun. Now, this happens to be a PvP exclusive. You can also get it from named caches. If you don't have this, you could use an ACS-12. And the reason we are using this weapon is to build stacks for Heartbreaker as quickly as we can. Now moving on to the gear itself, you can see we're running 4 Heartbreaker, 1 Petrov, and 1 Overlord. Starting with the mask, it is the first piece of the Heartbreaker gear set. We're running 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. The 2-piece bonus is 15% assault rifle and LMG damage, 3 pieces 15% weapon handling, 4 pieces Heartstopper, headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds, weapon hits on pulsed enemies adds a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1.1% weapon damage up to a max of 50 stacks. However, because we are wearing the Heartbreaker body armor, we have access to the Talent Max BPM, which increases max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. And remember, because we're wearing that linked laser pointer, we do not need to worry about headshots. Every single enemy we target will automatically be pulsed. Moving on to the holster, it is the third piece of the Heartbreaker gear set. Next, we have the knee pads. It's the 1 piece of Overlord. We're running Fox's Prayer for that middle attribute, 8% damage to targets out of cover. Right after that, we have the gloves. It's the 1 piece of Petrov, which are the Contractor's gloves. We're running those for that middle attribute, 8% damage to armor. And last but not least, we have the backpack. That is the 4th and final piece of the Heartbreaker gear set. Because we are wearing a Heartbreaker bag, we have access to the Talent Cold, which increases total bonus armor gain per stack of Heartstopper from 1% to 2%. As far as my skills are concerned, I'm using the Crusader Shield and the Artificer Hive just in case things get sideways, which can easily happen when you're playing this game. Now, as promised, I want to show you another variation really quick. All I'm going to do is change my gloves to a piece of Heartbreaker, as well as change my body armor to the Closer because this has the Talent Perfect Spotter, which amplifies weapon and skill damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. And once again, remember, because we have that linked laser pointer equipped, every single enemy we target is going to be pulsed, which means that Talent should be running non-stop. The last thing I'd like to mention really quick is you will notice in the gameplay footage I do not have the global modifiers active, and there are 2 reasons for that. First and foremost, I haven't unlocked them all as yet. I'm looking forward to doing that over the next few days. And secondly, I want to ensure that whenever you see this video, you know exactly what the build can do without any special events going on. Hope this helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. As always, I'd like to thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. So I know for every player out there watching this video, we all have things that take place in this game that make us crazy, right? And what you're seeing on screen is one of those moments for me where these little f***ing lawnmowers keep running into my legs and it's just making me crazy. So anyway, as far as the gameplay footage you are watching is concerned, I'm using the version with the Contractor's gloves and the Fox's Prayer knee pads because that's just kind of my go-to one. And there's another variation where I use the Coyote's mask, and I will highlight that in the next week or so. something like that. The other thing I'd like to ask you really quick are, what are your thoughts on this season's global modifiers? Now you can see on screen I'm only at seasonal level 15. I have not been able to play really at all over the last few weeks, and that's going to change over the next few days. I want to get to level 100. I want to make sure I unlock the modifiers, so I'm going to focus on my journey missions. And the reason I ask is because the season's modifiers seem to be pretty polarizing. You know, people love them or they hate them, one of the two. There's no middle ground for it. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts on that? Last but not least, yesterday I did post a video showing you how to get the new exotic Tempest pistol. If you missed that, I'll leave a link to it in the video description down below. Do me a favor, check that video out, and when you get to that video, leave a thumbs up in the comments section, because I'm just curious to see how many people will bounce from this video to the next one. That's all I got for this thing, my friends. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.
Watch out, there's a kill squad in the area.